Welcome to the Windows Computer and Technology channel. And, this video is about how dangerous is it to use an outdated phone. So, of course, we just showed you that in Android, there's a big distortion where the most popular version of Android is also the outdated version that now has security flaws. And we talk about to stay safe, you need to update just like you need to update Windows and so on. And same for iOS, for iPhones, you need to update your phone. But what if you kept your phone and it doesn't have updates anymore? And there's a certain number of people owning iPhones that are on outdated iOS versions that do not have security updates anymore. And there's even more people on Android phones that are outdated. And as we've seen, a lot of people on the version 10 that's still, not supported. And that is something that should not exist. Actually, I think Android versions should be supported way more than that. But you know what? Manufacturers want you to buy a phone. They don't want to update your phone. So that's why that distortion exists. And there should be regulation for that because it could be very dangerous. Now, smartphones are expensive. That is also one big reason why you keep your phone longer, because not everybody has, the amount of money required to get the latest, greatest phone. And often the phones you have do what you want. So how do you stay safe in such conditions? And how dangerous is it? Of course, security experts are going to tell you got to change that phone and buy something new that has the latest security updates. But in the perfect world, that would be nice. We're not in that perfect world. So there is a danger of using your phone, but you can mitigate the dangers with several little things that I'm going to talk about here. So first of all, make sure that you update the apps from the Google Play Store. Same goes for iOS. As long as that works, as long as you can update all the different apps that you're using, you know what? That is one way of mitigating the dangers of course, getting viruses or malware. Because in general, these devices are in a closed environment. So both the Android phones and iPhones, iOS, you get your apps from the store. That's also a certain security. And if you update these apps through the store, that is one way that your phone is keeping safe, even if the operating system has end of support. The day that you cannot update your apps anymore, you really need to move on to a new phone, because then it is just very dangerous to use it, especially if you do your online banking and things like that. So update your apps. That is one thing for sure. The other thing to make sure that you do not do, an outdated phone should never be connected to public Wi-Fi. Why? Because the security flaws often have to do with connectivity. And the fact that you are going to make available a phone that has tons of security flaws on a public Wi-Fi, where there are hackers out there that just wait for that occasion to install malware to do something on your phone. So that is one thing. Don't connect to Wi-Fi. Actually, my rule is never connect to public Wi-Fi ever. If you have data on your phone with your carrier, use the data you have. If you want to stay safe, even if your phone is updated, I never connect to Wi-Fi hotspots. And the other thing not to do, already you shouldn't do it in general, but some people do. There are some places where you can actually get APKs or sideload apps safely, but still, in an environment where your phone is outdated, do not sideload apps, because that's the best way to get malware, and you're going to be stuck with a lot of problems, especially if you have all these security flaws. This is less of a problem on the iPhones. iPhones need to be jailbroken, and it's kind of complicated for most people for all of that. So iPhones tend to be more secure in that side because people don't really sideload apps on iPhones in general. But on Android we can, and that is one thing that is easy to do also. So never do that on an outdated phone. No side loading of apps to stay safe. And even though it's very limited what it's going to do, why not go to the Google Play Store on Android and download some free security software like Malwarebytes, for example, and do scans regularly just to make sure. That is very limited because the same applies for Android phones and for iPhones. That security is not the antivirus. The security is you and following the rules that I just mentioned. But you could still add a little security with a security software. I never install security software on my phones because it is not needed. But if you have an outdated phone, maybe just put every chance on your side. Get a little something like Malwarebytes free version. Scan your phone from time to time to see if everything's all right. Just to stay safe on the safe side. But if you follow the rules, you don't really need that. If you follow the rules that I mentioned, in general, you should be okay. And when the apps don't update anymore, like I said, it's time to change the phone. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching.